Every year, millions of people travel to a small Arizona town, claiming they can feel something most science cannot measure. They report physical sensations, emotional shifts, and experiences they struggle to explain. And whether or not you believe in energy vortexes, the question remains, why does this particular place inspire such consistent reports? If you're here because you value thoughtful exploration over easy answers, consider subscribing. We examine America's most intriguing places with respect for both science and human experience. A like helps others find content that treats mystery seriously. Now, let's look at what makes Sedona different. Sedona sits in northern Arizona, roughly 2 hours north of Phoenix and 30 miles south of Flagstaff. The town is small, with a population of around 10,000, but it receives approximately 3 million visitors each year. The landscape is striking. Red rock formations rise dramatically from the desert floor, shaped by millions of years of erosion. The rocks are primarily sandstone, colored by iron oxide. Geologically, the area sits at the southern edge of the Colorado Plateau. Sedona was not always a spiritual destination. The area was home to indigenous peoples for thousands of years, including the Yavapai and Apache tribes. Later, the Sinagua people built cliff dwellings in the surrounding region between 1100 and 1400 AD. American settlers arrived in the late 1800s. The town was named Sedona in 1902, after Sedona Arabella Miller Schneble, wife of the city's first postmaster. For decades, it remained a quiet ranching and farming community. The shift began in the 1980s. That's when Sedona became known as a center for what some call spiritual energy. In 1987, a psychic and author named Page Bryant published a book claiming that Sedona contained 4 specific energy vortexes. She identified these locations as Airport Mesa, Cathedral Rock, Bell Rock, and Boynton Canyon. Bryant described vortexes as areas where the Earth's energy is concentrated. She claimed these sites could enhance meditation, healing, and spiritual awareness. The concept was not entirely new. Similar ideas existed in various cultural and metaphysical traditions, but Bryant's work brought national attention to Sedona. The town's identity shifted rapidly. Spiritual retreats, healing centers, and metaphysical shops opened. Tourism increased. Sedona marketed itself as a destination for wellness and spiritual exploration. Today, visitors report a range of experiences at the Vortex sites. Some say they feel tingling sensations. Others describe emotional releases or heightened clarity. Some report nothing at all. These reports are subjective. They cannot be measured in a laboratory, but they are consistent enough to warrant attention. Indigenous perspectives offer a different context. The Yavapai people have long considered certain areas in Sedona sacred. They do not use the term vortex, but they recognize places of spiritual significance. Boynton Canyon, for example, is important in Yavapai oral tradition as the site of the first woman, a figure central to their creation story. It is worth noting that indigenous spiritual sites and modern vortex locations sometimes overlap, but not always. The modern vortex concept is a contemporary interpretation, not a continuation of indigenous belief. Several patterns emerge from visitor reports and local accounts. First, the experiences described at vortex sites are often physical. People mention feeling warmth, pressure, or vibrations. Some say they feel pulled or drawn in certain directions. Others describe dizziness or a sense of disorientation. Second, these sensations are location-specific. Visitors report feeling them at the designated vortex sites, but not elsewhere in Sedona. The sensations are often described as strongest near certain rock formations or in particular clearings. Third, the experiences cut across belief systems. Skeptics, casual tourists, and spiritual seekers alike report unusual feelings. This consistency is difficult to dismiss entirely, even if the cause remains unclear. There are also reports involving compasses. Some visitors claim that compasses behave erratically near vortex sites, spinning or pointing in unexpected directions. However, these reports are anecdotal and have not been scientifically verified in controlled studies. Photographs taken at vortex sites sometimes show unusual light patterns or orbs. These are often explained as lens flare, dust, or camera artifacts. Still, the frequency of such photographs at these specific locations is noted by visitors. Another pattern involves trees. Some juniper trees near the vortex sites display twisted or spiral growth patterns. This has been cited as evidence of unusual energy affecting plant growth. However, similar growth patterns appear in other areas with strong winds or specific soil conditions. Several theories attempt to explain Sedona's reputation. Some are scientific, others are metaphysical. The most straightforward explanation is psychological. Sedona's landscape is visually stunning. The isolation, natural beauty, and quiet environment create ideal conditions for introspection and relaxation. When people arrive expecting a transformative experience, their expectations may shape their perceptions. This is not dismissive. The power of expectation and environment on human psychology is well documented. If a place helps someone feel calm, centered, or emotionally clear, that experience is real, regardless if it involves measurable energy. Another theory involves geology. Sedona sits on layers of sandstone, limestone, and basalt. Some suggest that the high iron content in the red rocks could create localized magnetic anomalies. While Earth's magnetic field does vary by location, no scientific studies have confirmed unusual magnetic properties at Sedona's vortex sites. There is also the theory of infrasound. This refers to sound waves below the range of human hearing, which can still be felt physically. Natural formations, wind patterns, and geological features can produce infrasound. Some researchers believe this could explain the physical sensations people report. However, no comprehensive infrasound study has been conducted at Sedona. Metaphysical theories are more varied. Some believe vortexes are points where Earth's energy is concentrated, similar to concepts found in feng shui or ley line theories. Others describe them as interdimensional portals, or places where the barrier between physical and spiritual realms is thin. These theories are not scientifically testable. They rely on frameworks outside conventional physics, but they reflect a human need to explain experiences that feel significant. Indigenous perspectives offer another layer. The Yavapai and Apache people have spiritual traditions connected to the land, but these are cultural and religious beliefs, not scientific claims. They deserve respect as part of the region's history, but they should not be conflated with modern vortex tourism. Sedona's status as an energy vortex has economic, cultural, and personal significance. Economically, the concept transformed the town. Tourism is now the primary industry. Hotels, restaurants, tour companies, and wellness centers depend on visitors seeking spiritual experiences. The vortex phenomenon generates millions of dollars annually. Culturally, Sedona represents a shift in how Americans engage with nature and spirituality. It reflects a growing interest in alternative wellness, meditation, and holistic practices. Whether or not the vortexes are real in a scientific sense, they fulfill a cultural need. On a personal level, many visitors describe Sedona as life-changing. They report moments of clarity, emotional breakthroughs, or a renewed sense of purpose. These experiences cannot be quantified, but they are meaningful to the individuals who have them. Sedona also raises questions about how we define evidence. If thousands of people report similar sensations in the same locations, does that constitute a pattern worth investigating? Or is it simply the result of suggestion and environment? Sedona is a place where geology, psychology, culture, and belief intersect. It is a place that means different things to different people. Science has not confirmed the existence of energy vortexes in any measurable way, but science also cannot fully explain why so many people report profound experiences in these specific locations.
Perhaps the answer lies not in proving or disproving the vortexes, but in understanding what draws people to search for something beyond the ordinary. Perhaps the real question is not whether Sedona contains measurable energy, but why we need to believe it does. Or perhaps the mystery is simpler. Some places affect us in ways we cannot yet explain, and Sedona, for reasons known or unknown, is one of them.